Well, let me tell you something, brother. You're listening to the sWo podcast. So all my sneakerheads, what you gonna do when the sneaker world order runs wild on you? Tune in every Wednesday with Ashley Clark, ACS Sneakers, Patrick Townsend, and Blazer Reggie. Enjoy the show, brother.
Hi there, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of the Sneaker World Order. Today we've got a very special guest, so we'll send it over to him straight away. And welcome, Jumpermankris.
Hello. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it, guys. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Good.
So yeah, Chris, if you could just tell us a brief bit about yourself, and then we'll pass it over to everybody.
I'm Jumpermankris. I have a YouTube channel, also on IG. I do a lot of sneaker content. I go to a lot of sneaker events too as well. Mainly like SneakerCon and some like local shows or just some upcoming shows too. There's been a lot of shows in the United States as of lately, like a lot since a lot of things have been opening. So I've been trying to get to as many as I can. And I just do a lot of like sneaker vlogs, video reviews, and so on and so forth, and just like news, just any type of like sneaker content I try to get into.
Yeah, that's awesome. Pat, take it away.
Yeah, so Patrick Townsend, known as Patrick T. You catch him on YouTube under that name, on Instagram as Patrick T for real. And yeah, I'm just here loving kicks and hanging out with you guys.
Aiden.
Yeah, it's Aiden from ACS Sneakers. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those things, pushing it along. Pretty tired, I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully go through this. It's been a long day, so I'll leave it there for now.
And Reggie.
That's Jumpermankris, man. Can I see that?
chill. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. It was good, bro.
Wake up. Okay. I'm Blazer Reggie. Man, you can follow me on Instagram, YouTube. I'm a YouTuber like myself. The posting daily, man, just trying to be great in this sneaker world, trying to be one of the good guys. That's you can aka the New Balance God, you can yeah, that's Jumpermankris.
Okay, so we're just going to relax chat now.
All right. I'm glad we're chilling now. Anyways, what's good, guys? What's happening?
Cool,
Yeah,
man. Cool. So, I mean, I'll go first. I just wanted, ever since always been into sneakers. Never classed myself as a sneakerhead. Just something you've always, wanted to do. What was your introduction to the sneaker world?
I mean, I've always bought Jordans and kicks when I was little, when I was younger, like elementary to all the way like middle school. Actually, more in middle school. But back then it was just like, because I was a huge fan of Michael Jordan. That's what I grew up on. I'm 35, so I've watched and was a big fan. Michael Jordan back then was like an icon. Was super huge and was a big fan. Loved the shoes and stuff. Me and my friends, we would try to buy the new Jordans, or like we would want the new Jordans and so on and so forth. And of course, the sneakers, get into like actually being a sneakerhead. I mean, it just kind of took off, right? Like, I mean, you like it just started first. It was like nostalgia, and it was just like just buying like the retros. Like, oh, I remember having these, when they came out when you were younger, and you didn't have the opportunity to get it. Now you can get it, and it just keeps building and escalates to another. And of course, having a YouTube channel, that also probably helped out the whole collection, because to make content, obviously you have to continue to buy sneakers and stuff like that. So it just kind of just escalates,
No, that's good though. Like, I think that's the thing, because I don't do YouTube or anything like that. I pretty much just kind of produced it with these guys because they were YouTubers. And so for me, it's completely different kind of humble beginnings. Like, you just have that kind of the sneaker kind of thing. But as you can collect and like resell and stuff like that, is there one that you missed out on that you wish you could have got at retail?
Even if I could get it for resale, I remember back in like I want to say like 2016, 18, stuff like that. I remember like fragment ones was a big thing, and that back then was like $1,500 shoe, and back then that's like that was just stupid. Like, what, $1,500 for a shoe? That's insane. Even 300 was insane back in 2017, 18. That's like almost unheard
That's
of.
like
Like,
£1,000 now, isn't it?
exactly. It's like $1,000 now. Like, it just seems like it's just nothing now. I mean, that's one shoe I kind of wish I pulled the trigger on 1,500 and knowing it about now. I mean, for instance, I remember the Chicago ones, 2015. I really wanted that shoe because I actually liked Jordan ones back then, and I didn't even know about the hype was building up like that. But I just love Air Jordan ones, and I never had an opportunity to get an OG high Chicago. And I remember I took all L's, and I paid $350 for a reseller locally, and I was like, oh my God, $350, what the hell? Now looking back, you're like, oh my God, $350, I'll pay that all day long. Like, really? That's one I missed out. My one grail that I wish I can have was probably the band, was it 2011, that you could get it back in outlets in America. Had the X in the back.
Yeah.
Good leather. You just can't find a good pair that's not beat the hell anymore. Like, it's so difficult. And if you do, you're looking like I guess it would be like 5,000 in ours. Was that like 6,000 pounds for you guys?
Yeah.
7,000 pounds?
I
So
think
it's something just stupid, just out of this world. But that's one. I mean, a lot of stuff I do that I already have that I'm willing to pay for, but some of the shoes are just too expensive. I just kind of like, I just can't spend that type of money, or I try not to spend that type of money. I mean, I spend some stupid money, but I try not to. There's just so many like Dior ones. I almost spent 8,000 on a pair. I almost flew down to Tampa and made like a whole thing about it. I was like, you know what, 8,000? No, I'm not gonna do it. Just relax. That's another one. I do wish I could have that one. That's a really nice shoe. But sometimes these shoes is getting so expensive, like in some instances, like even now Travis Scott's ones and SBs are like 2,000 now. Like, before they're like 1,000, and back then 1,000 a lot, but now it's 2. Like, come on.
I think that's the thing though, but because more people are getting the dead stock pairs, so they're getting rarer. So when we look at them and go, oh, it's 1,000, and it's like, yeah, but there's 1,000 pairs of 1,000, and now there's only 200 pairs of 1,000 at dead stock. So they're going to double.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely right. So that just kind of escalates. But you can just imagine just spending $2,000 and throwing on feet. It just kind of gets to. That's why like I started to get into like the whole sneaker reselling a lot lately too as well, because like that's a lot. I do a lot of reselling to pay for kicks too that I do want. So that definitely helps out.
Yeah. So, anyone else got a question?
Aiden?
I mean, I've only thought of selfish questions, me, because I mean, I've been a fan of like Jumpermankris since before my channel.
Thank you, appreciate it.
No, not that. I mean, it was like, I think if I really look at it, like there's like 4 or 5 people that really influenced me to start a channel. It was yourself, Seth Fowler, Mr. Former Simpson, and Word Testers. All of which still a big fan of now, still heavily influences my own content. So one of the questions that I really wanted to ask is like, from when you started your channel to now, in terms of like your development over the course of that period of time, has your like feelings kind of changed towards how things were back then to how they are now? Like, is there something that's like dramatically changed, whether or not, like, for example, the love of shoes, for example, because you must get a lot of shoes in, lots of like, different types of shoes every week to keep that fresh.
It's not like I get free shoes all the time. That doesn't happen. A lot of times I have to pay out of pocket. And nowadays I look at shoes because what I do as a business, I mean, it's kind of like a love business, if that makes sense. Like, I love to come to work type of deal.
Yeah.
I still like shoes. I still love shoes, but nowadays it's where like I have to cop the shoe because it's
Yeah.
content. There's some shoes I don't want. I have to cop or I have to buy. Some instances I don't have to. If I'm lucky, if I can just go to the mall or someone let me borrow or something like that, I get lucky on that. But a lot of times, yes, it does come into where you do have to think of it as a business nowadays. But I still have love for shoes. I still like rocking, new pair of Jordans and stuff like that. That's why I've been getting into a lot into like the hyper and collabs and stuff like that because I have all the OG colorways that I mainly want already. I had that back
Yeah.
in 2000, 10 and up. You know what I mean? Like I have basically everything I want. So now I have to get into other things too as well. And it's exciting. It's always nice to have that, that nice fresh collab. The unions or something like that. So, but yeah, definitely it does look into a business, but it's still love though. If you can mix both pleasure with business, you know what I mean. But I do most mainly when I do buy in for like resale stuff, that I do want to buy shoes that I actually genuinely like, because if I don't like it, if I can't sell it, for instance, at least I can wear it. Just stuff like that. Like I have an extra pair of this or that if I can't sell it. But yeah,
That's a seller's game as well, isn't it? Like if you really want it and you really appreciate it, it's easier to sell because
yeah, exactly.
you have that
Sometimes
feeling
it's
for
tough.
it.
Sometimes it's tough to sell. So I did, for instance, I went to an event early this year with in Atlanta. I had a pair of Union Storm Blues. I've been having dead stock for like 3 years. I bought it at 700, and Cam's Kicks came to my table. He's like, "Yo, I really want this." I was like, "This is kind of more for eye candy, Cam. I'm not really sure if I want to sell this." He's like, "But I really want it," and he just kept, trying to make a good deal with me, and eventually I just couldn't say no. So yeah, it still hurts to sell it, but at the same time, it just kind of is what it is. I mean, it's one of those things.
I mean, I remember watching that episode, and I know that Cam gets a lot of like hate because of his like own channel and things like that. But I really like what you did, John. What you said about how I was a good guy, and you wasn't just kind of leaning into what everybody else was saying about him, and
Nah, I don't judge people like that of like how, because I know how social media and the internet is. One could run with one thing and you don't even see it, and people just run with it.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks. It just is what it is in this type of industry. But I met Cam probably like twice now, 3 times, SneakerCon and Sneaker Exit, and every time he's always been genuine off camera. He says hello, how's it going, stuff like that. He's did never seem like an ass to me, and he gave me a pretty good deal. So I never knew what the problem was. A lot of times it's just, with success comes with hate too. It is what it is.
More money, more problems. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to call it that, yeah. But especially nowadays, when the whole pandemic did happen, I felt like a lot of people were at home, so a lot of people just want to just type whatever. That just kind of, it is what it is, right?
That spare time, isn't it, to
Yeah, right.
go around and do what you got to do and things like that.
Exactly.
So
And like I said, I try not to keep that type of energy. I don't know where this energy come from. It just,
you know what I mean.
man.
You know what I like about your channel, and I like the energy you do give off. Even when you go to and I think Aiden was saying it earlier. When you see when you do your legit checks and that, you're not that guy who turns around and says, "Oh my God, you've just been done. Oh man." You're there with them and you understand and you say,
Yeah,
"Look,
exactly.
I'm here to help you."
I feel bad for the kids because I never come up to a table and just look like that's fake. That's fake. That's I'm not trying to be an asshole. People come to me and like, hey, can you check this for me? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll do my best. I give you my opinion. Usually, most of the time, they turn out to be okay. But if I ever have like an instant like, oh man, this could be fake, I try to give people like a little bit of benefit of doubt, like. It's some things that I just say things like, there's some things I just don't like about it. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
And because you can see in the kids' eyes sometimes, like, you know, it's already getting sad. If like I'm getting scammed, you know, and I hate to break it to them, you know, like like, you know, I'm the person that have to tell the kid there's no such thing as Santa. You know, I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
like,
crazy,
well, I gotta tell them. Like, sorry, kids, no Santa.
No
You know,
Christmas.
like, yeah, I don't want to be that. You know, I try not to be like that, so I try to ease them into it, and you know, that's why, you know, I try to be like, okay, let's put on check. Let's just double check it. You know, maybe, you know, just stuff
Some
like that.
kid coming to pose for a photo with you, and you're looking down like, mate, you know that might be fake. What?
I know
Only
you
came
try
for a
to
photo.
kind of like give it a little look, like, huh? All right, let's go. And I'll be
Smell
like,
the glue from here. Like, what's
like,
going
oh
on?
man. Or I'll say some instance. I'll be like, where'd you get that from? I got it from over here. Let's go up there. Like, let's go up there together real quick. You know, just or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's what my thing has always been about. I've never been about like trying to completely tear someone down, because a lot of times these sellers, you know, like they're the one that got scammed too. You know, they probably didn't know anything about it, because like nowadays it's so tough to get from reals and fakes nowadays. It's really tough unless you have like two pairs in hand, or if you kind of know what you're looking at. Or there's a lot of times there's nowadays, I noticed with the pandemic, there's a lot of newer sneakerheads too that just don't know about it. So
Yeah. I mean, one of your videos what stood out for me was when you done the trophy rooms, the fake or not, and you had legit YouTube sneakerheads looking at it, and they couldn't even tell. No,
some of them could.
Yeah, no, don't be wrong. They didn't all didn't get wrong, but my point was they were so near the point. You know, it's crazy how these replicas now are so
exactly.
near.
There's like little details or little things like smell, or like for instance, like trophy rooms, like the signature is just a little too thick, or so on and so forth. Like if you never seen a real pair, you might not know, because it's such a rare shoe. So yeah, that's just for instance. And like I would hate for someone to get scammed for like, what are they going for, like 3,000, 4,000? You know, someone will go to jail for that. That's what I'm saying. So you don't want that to happen. That was just kind of more of a social experience, you know, like experiment type of deal. It was fun too. I
mean, the whole video looked fun. I mean, that's what you made it look fun. You know, it wasn't like I'm going to catch you out and.
Right,
You know.
I never want to be exactly. I don't want to put that type of energy. And the same thing with Cam. I told him, look, bro, like I'm not here to try to mess with you, bro. One is actually legit, one's real. I ain't trying to ruin anyone's business. It's just an experiment, you know. Yeah. So that's just one thing.
My main thing, if you don't mind me asking, I just had a question about like your advice for someone that's starting out like me, that doesn't have. I'm gonna just come out with it. They don't have that financial to buy shoes for the channel and stuff like that. So like, what do you recommend for somebody like that don't have the
I mean, there's so much entities what you can do that you don't have to spend money. You have to find your own niche to what you can do. Like my niche is like going to sneaker vlogs or sneaker reviews and stuff like that. Yes, I got to spend money on that. But there's other people that has a different niche that they don't have to spend money. For instance, Keith Adams, he completely does his whole channel, how to cop shoes, what's the resale going to be. Don't have to spend a dime. That's just one content. My boy Roscoe, he does spend money to buy shoes. That's what he wants, but he just does live cops. So he goes lives on his channel all the time. I mean, there's so much entities to where what you can do without spending money. You just have to be very creative on what you want to do. You know, if you want to be the reviewer, or you want to just do the vlogs, you want to do the live cops, the sneaker news, the how to cops, the what's hot, what's not. I mean, you just have to find your niche to what you can do for your channel. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Reggie already puts in a lot of time. He doesn't give himself enough props. He posts daily. Like
that's very
every
good.
day I get this like notification, Reggie's latest video, and I'm just like, well, there's the next 10-15 minutes of my day, you know. And
let me just tell you this, bro. There's when I started YouTube, it wasn't as many as it is now. Now it's like you have a phone, you're a YouTuber apparently. So you just gotta try to find separate yourself from others, to not just fall into just everyone that's being. Everyone can review a shoe. Everyone can do like a mall vlog and stuff like that. What can you bring in different type of deal? You know what I'm saying? And what content you can do differently. And a lot of times, most of the time, bro, I'll just keep it real, man. A lot of times, just the people just got to end up liking you too, you know. And it has to work with how you can fit into the algorithm, your thumbnails, to just the quality of your videos too as well. So if you do have access to like a lot of good stuff, like if you know like a store owner that gets some early stuff, you can take a look at that. Definitely can help out, you know, just little instance like that. So I'm dropping some gems, man. I shouldn't be doing that. I mean, jobs.
We had Kenneth from he's Mr. Unloved Ones on Instagram. And he turned around and we was like, well, as soon as the mics kind of went off live kind of thing, he was just like telling us a few things, and we were just like, you know, it's amazing that the sneaker community in general, for kind of the people who are really making it there, I just love how it shares so much. You know, and I think that's the thing. Like, you can always tell a genuine sneakerhead to somebody who's just kind of coming and going.
Right. Thank you. Well, I hope I come out genuine, or whatever. You know, I
No, definitely, yeah.
Person. Even when people that I meet in like in events and stuff like that, I've always tried to give a little bit of my time. You know, I'd say, hi, how are you, man? Were you copping today? How you been at the event? Stuff like that. For one instance, I'm not gonna say who it is, but I remember I was just starting off as a YouTube. I went to a sneaker con, my first one, and I was like starstruck, like meeting all these people, like, oh my god, it is. And I had like
Reggie now with you, yeah.
Right. And then I came up to him. I was like, oh, hey, I'm a big fan. The dude just went, thanks, and I was like,
yeah,
okay.
Ooh.
That one hurt. I'm not sure because he was busy or the case is. It could be one of those things, but just one of those things that hit me kind of hard, to where I was like, all right, well, I'm not gonna ever.
I do got a question. Now that I'm calm and collect now, my main question that I wanted to ask you, and I asked everybody.
Here we go.
I need to hear it from him, okay? I hope that I get the answer that I'm looking for. It's a two-part one question thing. Do you like New Balance, and do you have a pair of New Balance?
I mean, I think New Balance is cool.
Huh?
Pat is loving it in the corner because you never get to the answer he wants, and Pat just like laughs.
I think they're all right, man. They're cool. But me growing up, like when I was growing up, I didn't really was wearing New Balance. I wore like the classic Reeboks and the Sauconys, which were like what they called now Sakayas or some of that.
Yeah,
Sakayas. I called them Sauconys when I was growing up. So that type of runner vibe, you know, I get it with the New Balance. You know, it could be a genre for that. It's just that for me, I grew up, you know, watching Jordans and stuff like that. So I've always catered towards that, you know. So like all the OG colorways and stuff, that's been my nostalgia and how I've cop shoes and stuff like that. But like I said, New Balance, they cool, they're nice. You can, if they want to hit me up, you know, what's good. But other than that, you know.
Do a next collab with them.
Right. But hey, that could be your niche, you know. That could be your niche. Like that could be like, hey, I'm gonna run with this whole New Balance. No one else is doing it, and you doing it. No cap.
All the time. Every guest. New Balance.
Yeah, New Balance. That could be your thing. That could be your niche. That could be your thing. You bring it out to the world, bro.
I think you just gave me legendary status of New Balance.
There you go.
He gave you nothing. He said they're okay.
No.
Okay? He didn't hate on you. He didn't put you down. We just know where they are. Anyway.
That background's going to change. That whole background is just going to be New Balance boxes now. And he's like, New Balance God.
New Balance.
Jaden Smith era.
Don't get mad. Don't get mad,
I love
Pat.
you, man. It's all love. I love you.
Chris just gave me my niche. Don't get mad.
I didn't hear all that, but if you think you did, that's fine. But I mean, let's get back to so Chris, when you started your YouTube, I mean, what made you jump into YouTube? I mean, considering, I mean, it's a platform it's hard to get up and talk to your camera, you know?
Right. I talked about this a couple of times on on one of my past long videos, or I did some lives. But so I got into YouTube because I mainly back then was always copping I was a big fan of Air Jordan 11s because that's what I grew up. When Jordan came back and were the Jordan 11s, I liked them when I was in the 5th grade. Like I thought that was, that's an all-time fire, Grail silhouette, right? So I remember 2010, 2011, 2012, the Concords and the Breads 11s, those releases was crazy in my area. Malls, people were breaking down the doors and stuff like that.
Wow.
And then the next year was the Gamma 11s, which was a new Air Jordan 11 colorway. It was all black and had that Gamma blue. It was, I thought that was super fire. And I was like, I'm not going through this again. Like, I'm not fighting the line. I'm going to buy a pair early and so on and so forth. Like, I spent like 300, 350, I believe. And that's a lot of money back then for a pair of shoes. So I spent $300 on a pair of shoes, and it came to me. And then all of a sudden, I did end up winning a raffle though. So for Gamma, so I had 2 pairs, but I was watching a YouTuber. He was doing real versus fake, and I was kind of like Gamma 11. I was like, yo, what the hell? They make fakes? What is this? And I saw it, and then I noticed that my early pair that I got was like fake, like super fake. Toe box off, the Jordan was off, everything was just completely off, and everything, And I had suspicions about it too, but I just never knew about fakes out there like that. I just thought it was like, maybe company, mess ups or some of that. But then, I got into that. I was watching his videos for a while, and then all of a sudden I was like, maybe I can do something with this because I got scammed and so on and so forth. So I want to get into this and do some vlogging and so on and so forth. So in reviews, and that's just how I got into it. But I got into it because I got scammed on Gamma 11s.
There's a way.
Yeah, exactly. And it sucked, like knowing that, but it just kind of is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I recently got a pair of fakes in my hand. It was the Jordan 4 University Blues. And it's one of those ones you get and you're like, yes. And then you start looking at the box, you're like,
this box is kind of a little different like that.
Yeah, and then you open it up and that glue smell, and you're like,
yeah.
Because you don't want it to be fake, do you?
You don't want it to be fake, right? Like no one wants to be scammed.
So you close it back. You go, I'll look at it tomorrow. When I'm awake,
Yeah,
and it's still the same thing, and it's just.
I still have those fake ones somewhere around. Might be in the basement, but like I still have them. Just kind of remind me type of deal. So but I know exactly how it feels. Like I didn't want it to be fake. I was like And I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, what am I supposed to do with it?
Yeah, it's like the way. I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever had this happen to them, but like when I had my car stolen, where you parked your car, and it's gone, and you're like, maybe I parked it down the road.
Like maybe, yeah. Like,
I'm gonna go walk down the road.
The last thing you want to happen. I remember coming out of work. I had a motorbike. I came out of work. And I went around the corner. This thing was chained to the ground, and I came around the corner. I was like, "Where's my chain?" I didn't even know. I didn't even realize the bike wasn't there. I was like, "Where's the chain?" I was like really annoyed that the chain's missing, not realizing the bike's gone too. And I'm just like, "There's no chain. Where's my chain gone?" I went into security. Could you just go back a few hours? I see like a group of like youths just kind of going off on my bike, kind of putting it into the back of a van. And I was like,
you can't believe it type of thing. In the UK, how's the sneaker market down in the UK? Is it like pretty hype beasty about like Jordan and Air Jordan 1s or Dunks? Because in America, Dunks is starting to get starting to be the new wave type of deal right now. Dunks, I'll tell people right now, don't sleep on Yeezy slides and foam runners. That's starting to become a new wave too. So
it's a little bit different here with when it comes to like Dunk's resurgence last year was crazy, but this year the resale price is very, very low as far as I'm concerned. Like lots of very, very hype releases that you'd expect to go for decent numbers last year like aren't touching the same levels this year. There are certain exceptions to the rule, and they are more or less all selling out and all going on sale. All going on for like above retail. But it's not the same. Like when it comes to Jordans, like the hype here is literally you don't see many other people deviate from Jordan 1s, Jordan 4s. A lot of people got onto the hype of the Jordan 3 with the Amamon years. In general, like it's very uncommon to see a Jordan 6, 10, 11, 12, and so on. A lot of people love the 1s and 4s. And that was kind of a question I wanted to ask yourself because I would definitely consider you to be like an OG sneakerhead. You was around like when Jordan was around. You watched him, and then that kind of inspires you to actually like buy the shoes. But where I'm coming into it's completely different. I didn't know who Michael Jordan was until Space Jam came out. I knew
we're just coming out with the LeBron James next week.
I was a fan of Kobe and Shaq. I was a Lakers fan. I still am a Lakers fan. And it like, don't get me wrong, I'd obviously heard Michael Jordan's name, but his relevance wasn't so impactful on me as like I'm an English person and I'm a football fan, not a basketball fan, other than the Lakers. So like from your perspective as like an OG sneakerhead, because certain people can take it some kind of way that like, or if you're not an OG and you're just jumping on this hype of Jordans, how do you kind of feel about it? Does it bother you? Is it irrelevant to you? Like, what do you kind of feel about this whole new wave of people getting involved? Is it a big thing or is it not really an issue?
It's just a new generation now. Because like it's like just like you, like a lot of people don't know who Jordan is. They never seen Jordan played, or they just seen just highlights on YouTube. They didn't get this experience like his mecca, his aura, when he was around, if that makes sense. I don't know if I used the right word. But you know what I mean? Like his his aura was like how like the hype was with like Travis Scott or something, like if I try to compare it to New Days, if I can. But like that was like the big thing because he was everywhere, Michael Jordan. He was on Gatorade bottles to Wheaties to just he was everywhere in Space Jam movies and so on and so forth. So, but anyways, and like I said, I respect all newcomers and stuff like that. Like I'm not one of those heads to where like it should be this way and that way. Like I've always noticed how like the sneaker game is like it has to be adapt, and you have to adapt with it, even if you like it or don't. I know that nowadays, this past few years, that the bodying and reselling is very heavy. A lot of people might not like it, but you just have to adapt to it. And it is what it is. So try to play into that. Because like I said, I put like it is like, it's like Blockbuster Netflix. You don't want to be left behind. I don't want to be that guy. Or like some people, OG heads is like, if I don't buy it for retail, I'm not getting it all. Okay, then you're not gonna get a lot of shit. Then you're just gonna have a fucking, empty closet. That's fine. And then some people just like that. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. But with my content and my videos, I can't do that. I gotta show you the shoe. You know what I mean? So that's one instance. But all these new heads that's coming in, that's great for the sneaker community. You always wanted to keep it evolving and to keep growing, because if it just stays just OG heads and it'll still out. It'll just stills out. If it wasn't
dinosaurs.
Yeah, exactly. If it was just only for like, if it never changes and stuff like that, like it wouldn't be to where it is today. If reselling and all that stuff and people making a business out of it and people open up stores now, sneakers, like the sneaker industry wouldn't be where it is today, And trust me, a lot of this stuff goes so much deeper than a lot of people think. It's crazy. Like it really is. I've only touched the surface and I've seen some things that I can't talk about, but it's just like it'll blow your mind how crazy things are,
I think as well with the relevance of kind of the sneaker industry and how it's growing, like new products coming in as well. Like I remember years ago, my first pair of trainers, you just get like wax sealant or something, and now you get like you get Crep Protect, and you can get like sole protectors and everything now, so you can actually wear those. You can wear the sneakers that you've always wanted to. Whereas I think the old school way was kind of no, don't wear it. Just kind of put it there and watch it crumble the first time you put it
Right.
on.
Yeah.
But now you can actually like wear it, and then after like an hour or so, you know, you can protect your soul. Like, oh yeah, I've worn it for 3 weeks straight. You can't tell. It just
Right.
like
If
peels
you do
stuff
want to
off.
wear it now, or there'd be some kids like, no, I can't wear it. It's worth too much money. I gotta
Yeah, that's
save it.
it. Yeah.
I'm gonna ruin the resale. You know, it all depends how people look at it. You know, it's everyone's different. That's how I see about it. I never complain about how anyone feels about any way. You know, people are completely different the way they look at things. You know, I can never be the judge of how things are. You know.
Respectable. Because I mean, a lot of people do play on this whole hype train of, you know, resellers being this new thing. But like, yeah, I wasn't big on Jordans growing up, but I was big on Air Max 90s, 95s, 97s. That was the wave where I'm from. And guys,
And that, exactly, that's just how you grew up too. I mean, you know, if you're from New York, I'm pretty sure you'd be big into Timberlands and stuff like
yeah,
that. So, you know, and so on and so forth. Just all it depends how you grew up and where you come from and what atmosphere, or just what influenced you to as well. You know, maybe you've seen like a dope Instagram pic with Air Jordan 1s. You know, so can't hate on these, especially all these girls that's wearing Air Jordan 1s. You can't hate on them. You know, they've never seen Jordan play or probably even watched a basketball game, but they see it looks fire. So, and I can't hate on it.
It's
It just
facts, value.
everything is so it's so mainstream now about sneakers. It's so crazy how mainstream, how big it gotten over the years. You know, I've seen it from like, you know, down, like it was always kind of big, but it just kind of like to another level these past few years. It's been huge, definitely, and it helped my channel out too completely. So I appreciate that. So
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, me and Ash remember Jordan playing. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
for us, Jordan was the guy who introduced us to basketball. You know, we were there when they allowed the professionals to go into the Olympics. You know, you had the
right.
original Dream Team and all those guys. So we've seen that. I mean, obviously in the UK, soccer or football is the biggest thing here for
Yes,
us.
yes,
So
yes.
you know, Brazil, Neymar, those kind of guys, and you know, they were the ones who moved it on for us, and Maradona and things like that. So us getting American sneakers or trainers was a big thing. You know, you'd only get it if your parents or someone in America got you Jordans and brought them back, because they
Mm.
wouldn't be that.
They're hard to get hold of. Like, unless you're going into like a specialist shop, they were
Yeah,
hard to get hold of.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I could probably see that because even my Canadian friends, they say like, yeah, we don't get a lot of pairs like that, man.
No,
Not compared to the U.S. And I was
no.
like, you know, I can kind of see that, but into other countries too. And you know, another thing too is the Jordans that it's really big over in China too. Like it's
Yeah,
pretty big too.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
funny.
think I read something about sneaker reselling in China, and it's
mm,
basically like it's not like it is in America. It's not like it is in England. You can't get some youngster go around and start off with reselling because the big resellers there are big.
yeah,
Like that's their
there's like a
business.
kingpin sneaker down in China. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and like no one, they're all getting into clothing more. They're all into like Supreme and like fits more than actual sneakers now because it's not worth them getting into it because they're never going to compete with a big guy.
Yeah, it's tough. It's very competitive, and that's the thing is, sneakers is even YouTube is super competitive. You know, try to be healthy competitive, but it's still competitive. You know, and things could happen. Tempers can be flare. So yeah,
Yeah.
um,
So what do you think of those what do you call them, the sneaker gatekeepers who, you know, tell you you're not allowed to do this. This is how it should be, or you know, and like you see it now. Like, I mean, we've always known that there's been women sneakerheads, you know, from
mhm.
day dot. But then you'll see a girl post, and then you get a guy, oh, a man must have bought that for you, and you know,
I've seen so much hate and stuff like that. It's crazy, man. But I just say, man, just wear what you want to wear. It just so happened, like me, I just wearing what I like. It just so happened that it be hype, and it just so happened that everyone else likes it. You know, can't help that. If they people want to call what's the you know a lot of people want to call people a phrase a hype beast. That's like, you know, I don't know. That's like a bad word to me. I'm kind of like, okay, whatevs. You know, doesn't really hurt anymore.
yeah,
Um, but and the way I see it is like this: just like what you like, and you know, if it happens to be hype and everyone likes it, then cool. And if you want to do it as a business, then that's fine too as well. I've seen it all throughout, and I have no problem with any way. The only problem I have is just as long as you don't sell a fake Israel. That's the only problem.
So how did you find the lockdown with not going out to the sneaker cons and things like that? How did you more
What's
time
that?
at home and sorry, how did you the lockdown, not being able to go out and meet people and do your
Man, that was you had to get really creative and you had to get kind of desperate on certain things. Like it's like you have to. That's why I just went full-fledged reselling. Like I just like whatever, man. If people gonna hate, they're gonna hate. So I just went full-fledged talk about reselling because it was so hot back last year. Like people want to, everyone's trying to resell, and I was like, you know what, I did a little bit. I never try to act like I was the master or the kingpin of reselling. I just talk about a little bit of my knowledge of what I can say, what I can't say. Never once said I was the best or am the greatest, stuff like that. But I've decided to switch my content to that because that's what was really hot last year was reselling because everybody was getting into it. Everybody's at home, so they're trying to get into sneakers and stuff like that. And yeah, I just try, like I said, I just try to adapt what I can and what I see from it. Like I'm seeing now, like I said, I'm seeing nowadays, a lot of people is really into foam runners and dunks nowadays. So just adapt to that because that's what people want to see. If I keep talking about the same damn thing, you just fall out into irrelevance. So, and I'm not trying to be like that.
Yeah. Diversifying.
Yeah, diverse. Yeah, exactly. I do like dunks, and I've always been a Yeezy fan. I just stopped copping Yeezys for a while because they just kept giving me the same damn color every time for these 350s. So I just stopped that. But now they're starting to come out with new models and new things. And like I'm telling you, this foam runner and slides it's a lot hotter than a lot of people think. It's cheap too. So
yeah. Okay. So what is your best cop? And do you want to say personally? Your best cop in the last 6 months?
Last 6 months. Ooh, I shouldn't even say this out loud.
Well, you said it now. You got to go all the way. God,
I did end up getting the Union 4 Desert Moss. My wife got me a pair. Matter of fact, I got 2 pairs from an invoice. Union really messed that release up. It say as it is. I got that. Happy about it. It's actually a pretty nice colorway. A lot of people might not like it, but in person, it's actually a lot nicer in person. It really is. Of course, I don't like it better than the other colorway, but it's yeah, it's a lot nicer. Now you put a fit together to it, it looks pretty nice. This year has been so hard to get kicks too, I feel like, and I've been taking a lot of L's. I got some good W's too. My best one this year in the past 6 months, I got University Blues. Those were nice. I'm just say this trophy room, does that even count?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Nobody else
we
got
heard it was
here.
a mucked up kind of release, but
that's kind of different, you know what I'm saying? Because someone actually hooked me up with a pair, so that is a little different. Like I said, I shouldn't say that out loud, but but I'm trying to think. But a lot of times, man, I don't really get a lot of W's, man. It looks like I do, but a lot of times I buy a lot of things for resale. Like I buy a lot of things early for resale, and when you buy things early, it's very expensive, and you have to do that to, to get the content, to get the views, and so on and so forth.
So
Sorry.
I don't know who I was speaking ahead of. Do you want to go ahead, Reggie?
No, go ahead. I can wait.
So I just had a quick question because I saw your recent video. I think I saw it today. Do you know the one where you was mentioned about swapping, trading the Oreos for the Yeezy, the 450s?
Yeah, I just did that. I did a trade on that recently.
So I'm not sure if I either misheard it or I didn't hear it. Did you use TradeBlock to do that? We don't have TradeBlock here, and I've been a lot of content about it. Like I wanted to kind of gauge your feelings on like that whole system of TradeBlock. Have you used it? Are you planning on
it? It looks fine. I've seen a lot and heard about it. I never used it just yet. We never made a deal about it yet. So, but yeah, I haven't used it yet. No.
Right.
And I feel like I have a big enough platform to where like I can make deals with certain people that hits me up like, hey, just send it over here and then I'll ship mine over and stuff like that. Because with me, I feel like I have a name to where I can, do something like that, because I can't, I can't scam someone or anything like that. That would ruin me, so I try not,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
Have you had people try and scam you?
Yeah, I got scammed last year, like twice, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, I got scammed twice last year. I usually, that's why now I have a new thing where I don't pay first. I have a thing where if you want to sell me something, they ship it to me, and once I get it, then I'll pay. I do pretty well on it. Some people don't feel comfortable about it, but it's fine, because I'm not trying to risk me getting scammed anymore. Like I said, I feel like I built a big enough platform to where I can do something like that. I'm not saying that everyone should do that, but like if someone that's kind of well known and so on and so forth, then yeah. But yeah, I got scammed on that. I got scammed on I don't want to say scammed, but more flaked on some. I pre-ordered some shoes from someone, and I guess he couldn't fulfill it because I think he saw the resale price go up, and
Right.
of course he didn't want to sell. I'm sure the resale price went down. Yeah, hell yeah, he would have shipped that shit the next day. But since it went up, you kind of thought about it. It's like, I don't know about this one, man.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's just business. It just is what it is sometimes.
My question was, what is one shoe that you don't have in your collection that you really like, your grail that you haven't, that you don't have right now? What is one that you want to have?
The one I really want to have, I mean, I would love to have some Nike Yeezys. Like, that's the dream shoe. I would love to have it. You just can't find a good pair anymore. That, like I said, the Bread 2011, a good pair with the X on the back. I would love to have that. Like I said, like in my collection, I have one of my favorite silhouettes is the Concords, the black and white Jordan 11s. I have almost every pair, long as it's not a PE. Like I have the 2000, 2011, and I have the DMP pack, and I have the recent 2018 pair, and the lows, because I just love that colorway. And that's the same thing with the Bread ones. I love that colorway, so I would love to have that X, stuff like that. And I would love to have a pair of Dior's, but it's just too expensive. I try not to jump into that PE game. I know there's some cats that I know that really are into PEs, but oof, it's you're talking about some big bread on that one, man. Like $4,000 or $5,000 per pair. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Yeah. And just to have I don't even like colleges like that. I'm not a big college fan, so that would hurt with me.
What do you think? Like, as more colorways come out, like I saw, like the Dior's, they're apparently doing like a Chicago colorway or a blue colorway and everything. It's like, will that retract? Should they even bother doing stuff like that?
I don't think so. I think it's cool to bring in new things, but understand when they do something like that, of course, that will be hyped up. Everyone would like the new colorway, but that also brings out the OG colorway, the price to keep going up and up too. So,
Get them early, Chris. Get them early, mate.
Right?
It sounds expensive now, but it was an investment.
Yeah, exactly. But like I'm thinking right now. So the big one is the Travis fragments, right? Did you guys see that Michael Jordan was actually wearing a pair
Yeah,
in
so
person? Oh
Mhm.
my God. I was like, of course the freaking man has to wear it. So yeah, so Travis Scott's just prepare for all the OG Travis Scott ones, like the Mocha ones, the lows and the Air Jordan 1 highs. Prepare those prices to go skyrocket too. So, and they're already high, so I don't know how much higher can they get.
That's it. I don't think that's it. When you look at a pair like Mags or something like that, no one ever expects a shoe to be worth like
Right.
25, 30 grand. Like,
and I've never liked a lot of people like the Air Mags. It's super hyped and it's the Back to the Future shoes, but I just never really liked it. I never was that fond of it. I mean, it'd been cool to have and look at and touch and feel like, wow, this is kind of amazing. But I don't think, like, to me, I never thought that would have been that crazy house.
It always just looked like a toy to me. It looked like that.
Right.
You've got your Action Man or your
like
G.I.
Power
Joe.
Ranger
Yeah.
boot, isn't it?
It's so freaking high too, and well, shoot, the one that has the automatic laces, those are like super rare. What is those going for, like almost like $100K or something like that crazy?
Yeah, they got like the early adepts kind of
Yeah,
technology in them.
that's
Yeah,
just
they
it's
make
just
sounds and stuff.
yeah, right. That's just silly.
Better have the rest of the Power Ranger costume to wear them. Like,
Right. But you know,
I
I
don't-
get it, man. It's fun. It's just one of those shoes to where it's like you understand what it is. You understand that that's like the mecca shoe, and you understand what tier you're in and what you can get and what you can't get type of
You know,
deal.
it makes you know your level.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Like, okay, I know I'm not getting that. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm up there, but I'm not up there. Like
sitting there just like bending some like M&Ms or something like that. Like, yeah,
like
these are nothing.
like I'm good on this one.
So what are you looking forward to in the next 6 months in terms of kit? Have you seen anything you see what's coming out like New
I
Year's?
did see some things. I am in the works of talking into some people of acquiring some of these new shoes. I think the bread patent leather joints, like speaking of breads, those are coming out in October. I'm sure those are gonna be pretty hyped up, even though a lot of people was talking bad about it. But you know how that is. I feel like the more people talk bad about a shoe before it comes out, the more hyped it's gonna be. And sometimes, you know, it always works on like that. So that's gonna be crazy. Of course, the Lightning fours, that's gonna be another good one. The all yellow fours, that's gonna be probably crazy. I'm excited to see some of the restocks of Yeezys if anyone's into Yeezys. I believe they're coming out with the Belugas, the original ones.
Yeah, they're reflective.
Yeah, now they're coming reflective. So yeah, I'm just one of those things. I'm just excited for this year, man. I mean, we're all halfway there. It's been a rough year, you know, but I think we're getting through it. It's definitely going to be in one of the books of all the crap we've been kind of going through,
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
it, definitely. So what's your shoe of the year so far then?
Well, I can't put trophy rooms in it. That would have been my top one, but I just can't. I feel like a lot of people is pretty upset about that release, and it is what it is. But right now I had to say something like, you know, I love the University Blue. You know, I love that colorway. You know, can't go wrong with it. Just because the release alone, I had to say the Air threes is that's probably have to be top, definitely. Just because the quality, the colorway, what they did with the materials, and what it means, and how they released
So
it.
a
I think they
lot
did
of people are
fantastic job.
saying sneaker of the year, and
I think it's
that was before the story, because obviously the story behind it as well has
yeah,
just
exactly.
propped it up even more. You know, like, you know, kind of like having their mum and everything like that. It's like, wow, you know, this is
Yeah,
really
I thought that was fantastic. Yeah, for sure. And you know, something like that is special. You know, we don't get something like that. And then the way, like I said, the way how they release it, no matter how much it's going for. I mean, it's not $1,000 shoe or anything like that. So that's good. You know, but it's still, I think it's one of the better shoes that we got this year. I really liked it.
Yeah, just that, you know, me like being a real man, having like big size feet,
you could get a look
they
in.
take me out of that straight away.
Take it out of the equation.
Yeah, man, just knock me out before I even go like that.
What size are you? Like a 13 or something?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh. So you need
yeah.
like a size 14 or 15 in
Well, I
those.
mean, in US, I'm 13, so I'm a 12 UK.
Okay. So
Yeah,
like
but
since it's a women's shoe, I think it's
it stops at 9.5.
oh, does it? Oh shit.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we don't get a look in. Like, I'm a UK 11, so it's US 12. Nah, not a look in for me either.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
It's funny because you know, you go to I mean, back in the day in UK, when you used to go to like sneaker conferences, it used to be like little archways under a bridge and things like that. Just not seedy, but you know, that's where you'd get the space and things like that. And you'd always go there and you'd like, oh my God, you've got, I don't know, the Air Max 90 2015s. Yeah, not in your size.
Oh.
It's
It's crazy
got
too,
the
because
money.
you can't, like, I don't think you're allowed to, like, let's say, like, for instance, if they're ever they haven't opened the borders to the UK to the United States yet, right?
No.
What, flying wise? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, whenever they do, because I remember my last time I did fly before the pandemic was Vancouver. and they ask you a lot of things like what you're bringing in and stuff like that. I couldn't imagine like, yeah, I'm bringing like $50,000 worth of shoes over the border. Is that okay? Like they're gonna be like, what?
Yeah. I mean, back in the day when we used to come, like I've been to America a bit, and you used to come back, we had to take the trainers out the box. Because if you bought it in the box, no, and don't get me wrong, if you got through without being searched, it was cool. If they found the box, then you'd have to pay tax and so.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you bought those trainers back, you just had the trainers. You didn't have the box. You couldn't, you know. But
Yeah,
I mean, it's changed a lot now. Like we get a lot more. Basically, everything what you get. Sometimes they release different things in the US in terms of colors.
Yeah. They're starting to do like some of that regional exclusive stuff too.
Yeah. But it's much better now. I mean, access wise, but when they start doing that women's only, and it knocks me out of the box, man. It's a horrible feeling sometimes.
I get it. Yeah, it's big feet problems, right?
Yeah, but this is the thing we talked about a couple of weeks ago as well, with regional exclusives and everything. I think we kind of said, oh, we think like the 50 is going to be regional exclusive. I've now looked at the box, and I think it's going to be a pick and mix. Like you literally just bid in for one, and you're going to get given a colorway. Like you don't get a choice of what color.
I don't know about that whole thing. I can't wait to meet the first person to collect all 50.
Oh yeah, there's going to be someone in there.
Right.
Jumpermankris.
I can't wait to collect all 50. You know, like I mean, that's a sneaker collection itself. Is that whole 50? You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
It's gonna be me with just loads of different shoestrings.
This is my only collection. I gotta pick one for the day.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy, man. I just feel like he could have did it a little bit different. I mean, you did all the same colorway, but just different materials on it. But the number 1 and then number 50 is a totally different colorway. But then 2 to 48 or 2 to 49 is just same thing.
I don't know. It's weird how they did that. I don't know. I wasn't really too fond of that too. I'm waiting for the other Off-White 4. Damn it. You know, I've been waiting for that one.
Yeah. Canary
That was
Yellow
supposed to come out
well.
I was supposed to come out a year ago. What the hell happened, Virgil? By the time that thing comes out, he'll be retired.
So Chris, do you think the Off-White Dunks, the 1 through 50, do you think they're gonna be like how like the prices? Do you think it's gonna be like how he did with the first 3 in that range, or are they gonna be a little lower than that?
It all depends, man. I could see it be kind of crazy either way. It depends with how the market kind of goes on it. I don't know, 50 colorways. We just never seen anything like that of how you pick and choose which colorway and which colorway gets the most love. You know, you know, like it's even for me. Like I'm like, where the fuck? I mean, where do I pick from? You know, like so. Or which one do I really like? Do I like the one that's a shade white or just a shade gray? Like, you know what I mean? I'm sure it's still gonna be resold like crazy. It's a white, you know, dunk, Off-White. You know, it's still gonna do numbers. You know, the same thing what they're doing right now with the other Off-Whites. Those things are going for like, brand new ones going for like 700 to 800. You know, depending. Yeah, but just let the hype. Like I've always tell people in my videos, like just before you buy a shoe, just try not to be like impulse buy and fall into the hype where like you had to buy it now. I mean, I get it that it looks like I say it, and then you know you see me buying it on day 1 because you know I have to because I got to show you the content of that day. You know, I can't show you 2 months later when I tell you, you know, then no one's gonna watch it. So that just kind of is. So that's just one thing. Like yeah, I would say just wait a little bit and see how the market kind of goes, and then you can start to make your move.
Have you? I mean, I've kind of noticed that there was a time in the last couple of months where the market's kind of gone down a bit.
Right. It's like it goes up and then just go like that.
And I look at it now. It's like where people are now allowed out, so it's not more. We're not relying on the internet shopping no more, and you know. what do you think that is in terms of? I mean, did you notice it yourself? I mean, I noticed like.
Yeah, I know it's a lot. Yeah, trust me, bro. I know it's a lot of things. I'm a very observed person. You know, even my YouTube channel is not, you know, it's not as like how it was a year ago. You know, it just is what it is because the world just finally opened back up. Or at least in the United States, things just finally opened back up. People were excited to go out. Not much people's really watching content like that or just into sneakers. So that just kind of pushed some people out to make the market for what that is.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's just market just kind of crazy because how the world is right now, you know, like it's what is the world doing right now, you know? It didn't it feel like a switch just went one day, just went, it was bad, and then or like mask on the next day, boom, like we're good.
Yeah. I mean, for us in the UK, we had the first lockdown, and everyone just stuck to it, you know, no one went out, no one did anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kind of opened it up a bit and then tried to lock us down again. And for me, where I live, there was no second lockdown. You know, people, there was shops open, people going out. I mean, there was high streets where everything was open.
Okay.
You know? And you're like, wow. So people just thought, well, I'm out now. You're not putting me back in the box.
Yeah.
You know,
But,
and I think now that we're going to be out of it in the next week, I can see the demand for trainers going down a bit because people are going to spend their money on other things now. They're out now.
yeah.
Yeah,
people are out and about. People want to go on vacations. You know, people got stuff like that. Want to spend money on. You know, they've been cooped in the house for a whole year, so they want to spend all the money
they've
on.
got 15 dead stock pairs sitting there that they've not worn out.
Yeah, they haven't. You know what? You're absolutely right. Actually, yeah, you're right. They have like over 20 dead stock pairs the past year. They finally get to wear it now.
Yeah.
You know?
So I see it going just that way more, a little more, and it just. I wouldn't say
it's just gonna level out. It's just things are just gonna level out, and things just gonna be normal now. It's not gonna be every weekend just $300, $400. It's not gonna be like that no more.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, I don't know how it was for you. I mean, in my house when the lockdown went, I had packages. Amazon was my friend. I knew.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I was
had
buying
packages coming like every day. What do you mean? And go to my PO box all the time. Like that was. I mean, that's the thing. And yeah, like online shopping was so huge last year during the lockdowns, and things are starting to kind of open back up, and people are starting to kind of shop more. That's why you see like. I don't know how it is in UK, but goddamn, like freaking the sneaker market or sneaker shops been popping up like crazy in America. Like one after another, after another, after another, after another. Like I feel like there's more sneaker reselling shops in our grocery stores. That's how I feel. You know, is that crazy?
Yeah, I mean,
for us, it's not that, is it? Like we don't have it. We have very few boutiques at all. Literally, if you want to get them, you go to like a few shops. You got a JD, a Foot Locker, an Offspring, or a Size,
but there's not like a store to where like they sell like
there's one or two.
One or two. That's it. But that's in like central cities. There's not.
Yeah.
In towns.
London's got quite a few, like Cop It and things like that. But mainly it's the Instagram sellers. You know?
Yeah.
You see that every time you switch, there's another sponsored advert, and then
Yeah, I'm getting those people like even like people in the UK hit me up like, hey, you want these? Like, yeah, sure. Yeah, just pay for this much in shipping. Like, all right, where are you from? UK? And like, oh, never mind.
Not with Brexit. Oh, you're getting double. You're paying double on those import fees.
Yeah, exactly. Like, nah, I'm good now, bro. I appreciate it.
I'll put it as a present, and it's a box of biscuits.
Right? I said, what? It'll get here in 4 weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
Open it up, and it's only the right shoe.
Right. Oh Lord, no thanks.
We'll do one more clean sweep then. So, Aiden, any more questions, mate?
No, I think pretty much answered everything that I could really think of without kind of treading on toes. I mean, to be honest, kind of just one last thing that I was kind of meaning to touch on. You mentioned Space Jam. Are you planning on seeing it?
Yes, even my son, my oldest son, he's really into. That's why I was kind of late, my bad guy, because I was trying to figure out his Fortnite thing. He just bought him some V-Bucks. I could not figure out how to freaking do it, and he wanted to buy like the LeBron James skin and some of that. So they have that. So yeah, I plan on going to see Space Jam with him. And I'm probably gonna wear my Space Jam 11s to it.
What about the Space Jam LeBrons? Have you seen them? What do you think about them?
Okay, here's the thing, bro. I'm a Michael Jordan fan, and I can never love LeBron. Never. I just can't. It's just a thing. You know, you call me old head, whatever you want. I just can't love LeBron. I know there's some new generation that really loves him, and I respect it and I get it. But you can't call him the GOAT when my GOAT is the GOAT. So
when our goat can take a hit.
yeah, see what I'm saying? It's just that back and forth with these kids nowadays. And you know, I get it, man, because that's what they grew up on. That's what they see. They probably never seen anything like that. And I'm just like, talk to me freaking when he wins 6 championships. But that's another story. I'm just saying.
You mean when he wins the championship, retires in the middle, plays another game, plays basketball, and comes back and still wins? That
Yeah,
Michael.
exactly. That one.
I mean, to be fair to LeBron, though, I mean, I've got a soft spot for him because he owns part of my football club, so he's a part owner of Liverpool.
Is he really? He owns
yeah,
it?
so he's like 10% of Liverpool Football Club. They're my football team, so LeBron's got a special place for me. So like, I've got like
Kobe Bryant. He was a big soccer fan too, right? Like,
yeah,
he's from born in Italy or something, right?
Italy, yeah. He was on a base, wasn't he? His dad was in the military, so he stayed in Italy for a long time. So he's a part of, is it AC Milan or Inter?
Yeah, he actually had trials for AC Milan. I remember watching a documentary where he had trials, but I think he was influenced like in a lot of like sport. I think a lot of basketball players are transitioning over to like our sports as well, because I believe, like, I'm not sure if this is right, so don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure LeBron was the reason Liverpool got the Nike sponsor, because we was New Balance. So like LeBron has a lot of pull, and like soon as like LeBron brought into Liverpool, I was like, right, I'm gonna buy into LeBron. He's like, for me as well. I'm starting to like my Michael Jordan knowledge is only like 5-10 years old. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm really learning as I go along. But like LeBron always will have a special place for me, along with Kobe and Shaq. Like those are the guys that I really started to notice, and like, you know, even like people like KD. I'm a big fan of him. I'm a big fan of like a lot of the newer guys, even though I'm aware of like the Larry Birds, the Magic Johnson. I never saw them other than the highlight reels. So like, yeah, I think LeBron's definitely. I mean, Space Jam. I think it's gonna be terrible. I'll be honest. My son wants to watch it.
I hope not, man. I actually hope it's pretty good. It looks, yeah, I can see that. You know what the thing is? A lot of people are gonna try to compare from the new one to the old one. So,
I mean, they could have called it anything else and just kept it basketball related. I just feel like calling it Space Jam 2, the new, like, whatever it is, like, you can't do that. I mean, Michael Jordan had what? He had Bill Murray.
I know, right? I hope that maybe Michael Jordan shows like a special cameo or something. We'll see.
That'd be great.
See that? Yeah.
My mind would be like freaking blown. It would be. It will go crazy.
He'll be coming in with a new Jordan that no one knows about.
Like, give him the Jordan 11s. Here you go. Like,
yeah, I could see it now. Michael Jordan does a cameo and Chris is screaming more than his older son. You know?
Yeah, I would. I'll be that guy. Like, remember the Incredibles, Incredible 2. It took 15 years to make a goddamn sequel. I was the one that was happy about it.
Well, then, Reggie, final question, mate.
Just hi, Chris. God.
I appreciate you, B. Thank you, bro.
You're embarrassing me now, Reggie. Stop it.
No, bro, man. Just any advice to you, bro? Just keep on grinding, man. For real. Don't let no one stop you on what you're doing, bro. A lot of hard work gets into this, man. A lot of. Look, I'm just letting you know, man. This YouTube thing is a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifice. A lot of people don't see. You want to ask my wife? Yeah, it's she dealt with a lot of BS with me. There's almost every night I'm probably not in bed because I'm in here in the room working because I'm gonna film, edit, come up with content, or I'm on the road traveling to sneaker shows and stuff like that. So there's a lot of sacrifices that you have to do in order to push what you want. So
although she has got a sneaker collection that rivals.
Yeah, she has a decent sneaker collection. But it just letting you know, man. Like, even with you guys, what you guys want to do with your podcast going on, man. It's a lot of grinding, a lot of push through in it, and as long as you guys can keep doing it and be successful out of it, it's gonna take a lot to get through everything, So just continue pushing and keep grinding, guys. So
yeah, really appreciate you coming on, because obviously your name will have some pull, but again, we do this for ourselves as much as anything. Like, yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, I think it's just nice to have a chat with a load of like-minded people, And
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
you
I
can
think
do that,
it's
and
definitely refreshing to meet up with some people that's into sneakers and across over UK, so I can get a different perspective. So I like the vibe going. So thank you guys.
Oh, man.
that's grand. Really appreciate you.
Appreciate
Never too late to I'm recruiting people for New Balance, so it's never too late if you want to.
Yeah, facts, man. We need to put him on the New Balance like headquarters, man. Drop him, like tell him what's up. The new guy, right? The Reggie, tell him what's up.
I'm
Like,
just,
hey,
I'm
I'm your guy. And like,
New
just trying to
Balance
be,
hat guy.
they need somebody like me. I'm fresh. I'm new. I'm not pushing out New Balance. Nobody. No, I'm not pushing New Balance better than nobody out right now. Okay, I'm your guy.
Okay, I'm going to stop you on your New Balance now. It's getting on my goddamn nerves. What I'm going to say is, Chris, so I know you've got a few trips coming up in the future, and what can anyone listening to this expect to see from you coming up in the next month or two?
Ooh, man, it's the YouTube is not a lot of things is not planned, man. A lot of things just happen. So, like for instance, like the whole like when I do like saving lives, like the whole legit check-in and stuff like that I never planned that. It just happens. Like people come up to me trying to be fake, end up selling to this guy. Boom, we go over there and we like, hey man, you gotta give his money back. It's not right, just stuff like that. So some stuff like that. You kind of plan things, but at the end of the day, you just kind of take for what it is. That's the one thing. There's no script, there's no directing. It's just record and flow with it. You can kind of try to push it one way, but most of the time it just happens.
I mean, sorry, I'm going to jump down a little rabbit hole again there. When you've taken those trainers back to those people and said you got to give me his money back, have you had any pushback from those people?
Most of the time, no. One time, my friend, yes, he has had it. I wasn't there. I think I left at the time. He traded something for some a box logo Supreme, and it ended up being fake. And he went up to the guy like, "Hey, these end up being fake because of this." The guy said no, he went trade back. Security had to come in, and then actually had to bring the cops involved too. So that was kind of crazy.
Wow.
These in one of their videos. I know I was mistaken. So one time I was in Vancouver. The kid, I wasn't there, and I just tried to help this kid out get his money back. I said, "Yo, is this the?" He said, "I think this is the kid that sent me shoes." I'm like, "Is it the kid or is it not?" He's like, "I'm like 90% sure it's him." I'm like, "I gotta be 100%, bro. I'm like, I can't go at him if you're not gonna do it." I did everything I could. I brought the security over. At first I talked to the kid like, "Yo, if it's his money, just give him his shit back, bro." He said, "It wasn't me." He said, "I promise it wasn't me." I was like, "All right, whatever." I guess, what can I say? I wasn't there. You didn't take a picture of him. You didn't tell me his Instagram. You didn't, what am I supposed to do? I'm just here to try to help out. But it just kind of is what it is. I never had anyone like try to fight back though. Was that?
That's it. If you go to a sneaker event, what are you gonna do? Point out to someone. Oh, he's wearing a Essentials hoodie and he's wearing some
right.
Supreme Box logo trainers.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
why
that's
a lot
50.
of times, man, I try to tell them like, yeah, buy it from someone at a table that has a table, like stuff like that, because they're gonna be at that table all day. That's what I'd rather do. I buy from a lot of time from tables. There are some people that walk around because they come up to me and they're like, "Hey, I want to give you a good deal on this." I check it out and stuff. But yeah, just most of the time, it's better like that. Or just most times, man, you just gotta look. It's not really that hard to call out a fake when you see it. Like it just once you kind of see it and you kind of really look at it, you can kind of tell. Especially if you've been seeing a lot of shoes a lot. If you see a lot of shoes, you can kind of feel, smell it, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
That's great.
From my experience, I know I would just step away and I think that doubt.
Yeah, that doubt. You're like, you know what? Even if you have like a little bit, just like, you know what? I don't need it. Yeah, I'm good.
I'm
Thank
okay.
you.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
over
I'm okay.
here and get some.
It's easy to say. A lot of people need to learn how to say no, man. You know what I mean? That's a lot of things, man. A lot of people gotta learn how to say no. Pass.
So true. So true.
I'm getting better at it too. I'm like, I used to be like, I don't know, man. But you gotta learn to just say, you know what, bro? No, I'm good, bro. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that's grand. Well, thank you very much, Chris. We'll leave it there for tonight. So just one last thing to shout yourself out. I know most people probably listening know who you are, but just do it anyway.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you, guys. I am Jumpermankris. You can find me on YouTube or IG if you guys like, and make sneaker content, reviews, and vlogs and stuff. So appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for having me on.
Next one, come on, Pat. Shout
Yo,
yourself out.
so Patrick Townsend, you can find me on YouTube at Patrick Townsend or Patrick T. IG Patrick T for real. And I really need to sort out my branding name because it's all over the place. But yeah.
Aiden.
Yeah, it's Aiden from ACS Sneakers. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. Do unboxings, reviews, all those kind of things. Doing things a little bit different. So we do a lot more of a deeper dive into like the actual materials, the quality, the build, the structure. Not just all hype. We do unhyped shoes as well for the everyday kind of people. So yeah, come check me out on the road to 2K. So let's get it done by the end of the year for anyone who's listening.
Yes, sir.
And Reggie.
Reggie?
You know, man, I'm Blazer Reggie, man. I'm Instagram YouTuber, man. I'm here all day, every day, 24/7, like 7-Eleven, man. If you need me, I am here. Man, I'm just happy, man, to be a part of this group right here, man. It's a blessing to be a youngin' in the OG's world, just to see from outside looking in, and I'm just grateful to be part of this, man. You know me, I'm always here. I'm always willing to learn, and all I can say is, man, look, thank you guys. Thank you, Chris, Aiden, Ash, Pat, for being on this, man. You know, the New Balance Prince is definitely
From a god to a prince, so it's going. Don't worry
Really
about
about this New Balance, man. You know, one of these days we're gonna look back and we're like, you know what, Reggie, man, you was absolutely right about this shit.
yeah. You see that, Pat? Yeah.
One of these days we're gonna look back and we're like, you know what, this is what started right here.
Yes. I can't say God. That's a little bit, you know, I can't never be on that level, but New Balance Prince. New Balance Prince until I get up my own collab with New Balance. Then I'll be a king. But other than that, I'm New Balance Prince.
Right. And last for me, it's Ashley Clark, 5 for the S. And yeah, catch me on Instagram. I don't really do YouTube or anything like that. But if you need to hit us up, sWo Podcast on Instagram and on the YouTube, just like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and tune in again next week. So from all of us at the Sneaker World Order, thank you very much. See you later.
Peace.